college is super scary. Everyone's nervous to leave the nest, no more home-cooked meals, lots of strangers, and the thoughts of having a terrible roommate. I remember the first day like it was the back of my hand. We all arrive at Pepsi Arena, which is really overwhelming because there's so many tables and so many places you have to go to fill out so much information about yourself to strangers. I'm sure you all remember having a similar experience to me. My name is Sarah Raffin, and I'm going to explain to you how college changed my life. I'm currently starting my third year at Quincy, and I just wanted to explain to you guys how 3 specific events have altered my life. The first one is why I even chose Quincy University to start off with. The second one, I'm going to explain to you how freshman orientation had such a long-lasting impression on me. And then I'm going to finish up explaining how spring break, probably not what you're thinking, has altered my life in such a positive way. I'll finish up by explaining to you how different I am now than I was when I came to Quincy. First of all, I wanted to explain to you how I even found Quincy in the first place, because I'm sure that's what you all are wondering. The main reason I came to Quincy was to play volleyball. So the first time I was ever introduced here was at a camp, obviously. My original thoughts were a hard no. I really had no intentions of coming to Quincy to begin with. I thought the campus was way too small, there wouldn't be enough people, and the colors were brown and yellow, and who wants to wear a brown jersey? It was a pretty hard no, but I kept in contact with the coach because you never know what happens. The next time I came on campus was for an official visit. You know, the one where they show you the dorms, the cafeteria, and all the classrooms. And I was okay with it, you know. It wasn't something that I was like 2 feet in yet, but I was gonna give it another shot. So after a while, I continued to stay in contact with the coach, and my thoughts had begun to shift a little bit to a maybe. Once I met the volleyball team, I was shifting to a positive, more outlook of the situation. So then I came back another time for an overnight visit. And this is when I met the team, and I really got to get a taste of what Quincy was like outside of the classroom and outside of the gym. And I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love with the school after that. The team, the culture of the school, on and off the court, had really had me sold. Well, now that I've given you some background information on QU and how it came into the picture of my life, I want to share to you my next altering situation that I came to in Quincy. If you're an upperclassman, this will sound very familiar to you. If you're a freshman, I'm sorry, this won't sound familiar to you at all. I'm going to talk about how Camp Eastman had a lasting impression on my entire life. So Camp Eastman was the dreaded long day of freshman orientation. It was on a Saturday, so of course nobody wanted to go to begin with. All the chatter leading up to it was that it was a long day and we had no idea what to expect. We just knew that it was going to be a long, grueling day. The morning of Camp Eastman, we all load up school bus with our freshman t-shirts on. Nobody had any idea and people were half awake. We're all headed to the same place, but no idea what to expect. When we arrive at Camp Eastman, we're split into our groups based on our t-shirts. Of course, I had no one in my entire group that I knew. This was a big deal because I wasn't a very outgoing person, so this meant I had to be social and meet new people. Each group was then assigned a community service task. And of course, I was in charge of pulling weeds, what everybody wants to do. When we finally got to lunch, I got to reconvene with some other volleyball friends, and then we chatted about who we knew, who we'd met, and what we thought of everybody. After lunch, we went and did some team bonding activities, and finally, I was put in a group with somebody that I had known. So it was really intimidating at first because I really didn't know anybody, but it got better towards the end of the day. I met some people, definitely didn't remember their names, but when we got done and we loaded and we finished everything, the team bonding activities, we were then set free to do whatever we wanted for the next 2 hours. There was sand volleyball courts, there was a basketball court, and there was a swimming pool. So the other freshmen and I that we had made friends with over the day went and played sand volleyball. Those freshmen that we had met that day would end up becoming some of our best friends later. I was never an outgoing person before this day, but after that day, I decided there's no point in being shy, and you meet so many amazing people when you're outgoing, and you just give it a shot. So this leads me to my next point, which is spring break of sophomore year. And no, it's probably not what you're thinking. At first, I was planning to spend my spring break at home, because there was nobody I really wanted to go on spring break with. I was kind of still in the stages of becoming outgoing until one day a teammate, her name is Rachel, and I were walking into HFC and we stumbled upon 2 of our other teammates. And it was very last minute and we decided, let's go to Florida. It was I didn't think it was gonna happen. But after some serious conversations, we sat down and worked out the logistics and we ended up planning a spring break trip that lasted a week, and we went to Gulf Shores in Alabama. So we didn't really have anything extravagant, expensive, or exhilarating that was planned during this trip, but I was also somebody at this time that needed everything planned out to the exact minute. I needed to have some structure in my life, because I couldn't just wing it like most people. This trip wasn't very planned at all, and it made me realize it's okay to roll with the punches, and sometimes it might even turn out better than what you had originally planned. I also ended up going with 3 of the most outgoing people on our entire team, which in turn led me to be more of an outgoing person, and it made a really great trip. In reality, you never realize how much you grow and learn about yourself until you look how far you've come. 4 years ago, I would have never thought I'd be in Quincy to begin with, yet here I am. I would have also never guessed the friends I met within the first week of school would turn out to be such important people in my life to this day. To think that a last-minute trip will leave a lasting impression on me as a person is also crazy to realize. So once you realize that college has such an influence on the people who become important in your life, it's crazy to look back and see how much that one experience can change and impact your entire life.